Why was my husband's dead ex-wife texting him at 2 a.m.? I'd been married to David for 3 years, and I thought I knew everything about him. He was a grieving widower when we met, still broken from losing his first wife Juliana in that terrible car accident 5 years earlier. The way he'd choke up talking about her, it all seemed so genuine. I felt terrible for being jealous of a dead woman. But Juliana was everywhere in our house, in his heart, in every conversation about the future. Juliana would have loved this restaurant, he'd say. Or, Juliana always wanted to visit Italy. I learned to live in her shadow, thinking time would eventually heal his wounds. Then came the texts. Quick flashes on his phone screen while he showered or grabbed coffee. Always when he thought I wasn't looking. Miss you, baby. Can't wait to see you again. Hotel booked for next weekend. The contact name made my blood freeze. Juliana M. His dead wife Juliana, the woman whose funeral I'd heard about in excruciating detail, whose grave he visited every month, leaving flowers and spending hours talking to her headstone. But dead people don't text. Dead people don't book hotels. I started paying closer attention. David's work conferences happened monthly, always on weekends, always to cities within driving distance. He'd come back relaxed, happier, like a weight had been lifted. I'd attributed it to getting away from grief, clearing his head. Now I realized he was clearing his conscience. Instead of confronting him immediately, I did something I never thought I'd do. I hired a private investigator. Jennifer was a former cop who specialized in insurance fraud. You'd be surprised how often this happens, she said grimly. 2 weeks later, she handed me a manila folder that changed everything. Juliana Martinez wasn't dead. She was alive in Portland, living as Susan Matthews and working as a dental hygienist. The car crash 5 years ago? Faked. Drowning in $200 Kelvin of gambling debt. Juliana and David staged her death to claim a $500 Kelvin life insurance payout and disappear. The investigator found hotel receipts, flight bookings, rental car records. They'd been meeting monthly for the past year in different cities. She showed me photos of them together, laughing, holding hands, very much a couple planning their future. I was the unknowing third wheel in their insurance fraud scheme. The perfect cover story. Who would suspect a grieving widower who remarried? But there was more. David had taken out a life insurance policy on me 6 months ago, a big one. And Juliana, excuse me, Susan, had been researching my daily routines, my jogging route, even my car maintenance schedule. Jennifer's face was stone cold serious. Mrs. Chen, I think you might be in danger. That's when everything clicked. David's sudden interest in my schedule. His insistence I take that scenic mountain road to work. His suggestion I try rock climbing. All those little accidents that could have gone wrong. They weren't planning to just reunite. They were planning to make me the next convenient death. Last Friday, David announced another work conference in Seattle. I smiled sweetly and wished him safe travels, just like always. Then I called the FBI. Agent Rodriguez was fascinated by our evidence. Insurance fraud is federal jurisdiction, she explained. And if they were planning harm to you, that's conspiracy charges too. Saturday morning, David texted from his hotel. Having a great conference, missing you, love you. I stared at those words, love you, from a man who'd been planning my death. I texted back, I'm sure you're having a great time. Say hi to Juliana for me. My phone rang immediately. David's panicked voice. Baby, I don't know what you mean. Room 247 at the Marriott downtown. You checked in yesterday with Susan Matthews, formerly your supposedly dead wife. Your supposedly dead wife. Silence. The FBI raided your room 20 minutes ago, David. It's over. Agent Rodriguez called me Monday morning. They'd found everything. Falsified death certificates, insurance documents, even a detailed plan about my accident. Juliana had kept meticulous records on her laptop, including research about making car crashes look natural. David tried to pin everything on Juliana, claiming he was coerced. Juliana blamed David's gambling debts, saying she was forced into the scheme. Neither story held up against 5 years of evidence showing careful, joint planning. The insurance fraud charges alone carry 10 to 20 years each. Add conspiracy, attempted murder, and tax evasion. And they're looking at life sentences. The best part? I get to keep everything they bought with stolen money. The house, the cars, even the jewelry David bought me with his grief insurance windfall. My lawyer says Juliana's estate will have to pay back the insurance company, but since she's alive, I'm entitled to our marital assets.